If there are parties, and indeed there are, who do not want or who do not wish to see you hear this matter, please walk out. You are not the only judges in the country. Case law relating to recusal is inapplicable in such case. As a matter of fact, I can say to you very, very respectfully, if there are parties, and indeed there are, who do not want or who do not wish to see you hear this matter, please walk out. You are not the only judges in the country. Let another panel of judges be appointed to hear this matter. My Lord, if I say so very respectfully to refer to my own history, when you reach my age, you keep on looking at your history. I remember there were one or two expatriate judges, colonial judges. The moment you said to him, to him, to the Lordship, I would like you not to hear this matter. I want you to excuse yourself. His response was, okay, Khaminwa, if you don't want me to hear this guy's case, let another judge hear it. That is the attitude. Those of us who have had the advantage of receiving higher education know when you're dealing introduction to philosophy, you are taught that perception, the first course you take is perception and reality. Perception and reality. When you're studying philosophy, perception is a very important concept when it becomes the arena of politics. Reality may be completely different. And indeed, I believe it is different in the case before your Lordships. I appear before you very often. I've never entertained any idea about your standing in relation to justice. But the perception now that has been painted by my able, learned friends, clients, Mr. Ndebonville, Mr. Kibe, and Mr. Macharia, that there is a sizable portion of the Kenyan population which will not be happy to hear you sit and listen to this case at all. And may I remind your Lordship very respectfully, impeachment is politics of the country. There's no way you can move away from that at all. I would respectfully refer you to a book I've taken the trouble to read.
Your Honor, sorry for the interruption. We are muted again. Perhaps we could be unmuted so that we follow the proceedings.
I wonder why it has happened in respect of Khaminwa. Can I speak now? Can I speak?
Yes. You know the book?
Yeah.
Yes. Your Honor, there is a book here, Politics of Presidential Impeachment. Politics of Presidential Impeachment. I've taken the trouble during the weekend to read this book. impeachment is politics of the country. There is no way you can remove it from the politics of the country. And that's why I'm saying very respectfully that as you have been told, there are some people who feel very strongly that they should not hear the case. Get out. Let them get other judges to hear the case. You have no best to do this no matter. There's no reason for you to remain in the case when other people do want you to hear the case at all. May I remind you, my lords, when we are hearing impeachment cases, advocates should be able to think broadly and bring to your notice the culture of the people that we are serving. There is a little song there's a song that is sung by a little girl in Kenya. Those of us who listen to Kenyan radio may have heard of it. He says in Kiswahili, Kenya ni nchi ya watu wa akili kidogo. He sings very peacefully. Kenya ni nchi ya watu kidogo. Na wanataka kitu kidogo ndio wafanye kitu. Majority of our people are not the people who are in this country. Majority of our people are people who have not had the advantage of receiving the education, the training, that the judges and the advocates and the members who are in this room. And as one of my old friends very aptly pointed out, majority of the people believe that the case before you has been engineered by the politics of the country. And if some of them believe that your lordship cannot hear them, again, I say to you very respectfully, you stand to lose nothing. You better leave the case, let other people hear the case, and you continue to maintain the law. My lord, to go back to the politics of impeachment, this matter was first heard in the National Assembly. National Assembly very overwhelmingly stated that the deputy president had been impeached. It wasn't referred to the Senate, and the Senate again stated very overwhelmingly that deputy president was guilty and convicted accordingly. My lords, the stories that one hears in the streets of Nairobi, the stories that one hears elsewhere, you cannot afford, you can hear, I don't ignore it. Stories like members of parliament were each given handsome amount of money. That may be so, or may not be so, but it doesn't matter. They have made the point that members of parliament received bribes, and they handed down a decision which majority of people believe that it was a corrupt decision. You cannot afford to ignore that. Now, when you go to the Senate, you are told the same thing, that members of the Senate received money in what is called white partial or something of the sort, white partial. They received money from known people. Again, you cannot afford to ignore that at all. Now, when they come to the judiciary, they expect the best. They expect people who have got integrity. They expect people who can hear them and who they cannot suspect at all. But if then they are suspecting some people, whether truthfully, whether honestly or not, it is my humble submission, the natural thing as a judge, if I was sitting where your lordship are sitting, I would say, as Khaminwa, I'm walking out. Do not say it. It is the judiciary that people have got confidence in. That's why I remind you, Lordship, very respectfully. It is the judiciary that people of Kenya actually have respect for. It is the judiciary, the judges, that people think that they can do good in Kenya. When we had a problem in the year 2007, it is the judiciary that served the country. When we had a problem recently during the time of President Uhuru Kenyatta, and the matter went to the Supreme Court, it is again the judiciary that saved the country. Now, if you find that people now are questioning the very institution of the judiciary, it's my humble submission that as a judge, yesterday, say thank you, I'm moving out. That does not necessarily mean that there is something wrong with you at all. And as I've said, my lords, I've spent many years appearing before your lordship as the Justice of Ola in Mombasa. At no time did anybody ever open his mouth and say to me that, Khaminwa, this Justice of Ola is this, is this, is this, is this. Nobody ever did it. My Lord, Mr. Justice Mulima, I've had the privilege of appearing before you in many cases. There are cases where you have given me ruling. There are cases where you have not given me orders at all. But at no stage did I ever entertain an idea that there is something wrong with Justice Mulima. We have confidence in all of you. But now we have this concept of perception. There are some people who feel very strongly that Justice of Ola should be out. Justice Mulima should be out. And let Judge, may I say, I'm letting you, I'm not discriminating against you. I'm one who has fought for rights of women. And I kept on shouting very loudly that we want women judges. I have not had the fortune of appearing before you very often.
Actually, you have one a couple of times.
I was sorry, my memory is letting me down. But my Lord, may I say, I have had the opportunity of appearing before you. And may I say this most, my Lord, if you go and check the Judicial Service Commission records, you will not find a single letter from John Khaminwa complaining against any judge. I have never done such a thing at all. It's because I've got confidence in our judges. I've got confidence in our magistrates that they deliver justice. But I'm just saying you, my lords and my ladies, if at this time we have some people who feel very strongly in the camp because they may not get justice before you are told, please walk out. Don't continue to hear the case. And indeed, the people who are saying that your lordships or my lady should not hear this case, when they are speaking, you cannot really criticize them. They have got some valid complaints. My Lord, I'm in the United States of America, which I had the opportunity and the privilege of getting and studying the jurisprudence. They gave me additional legal education. United States of America, which has an impeachment provisions like Kenya, for 200 years, there is no president or deputy president who has been impeached and the impeachment has succeeded. None at all. None at all. Kenya, a young country, which got the first constitution involving impeachment provisions, came into operation in 2010, and in 2024, we are now being told the deputy president has been impeached successfully, has been found guilty. Is it unreasonable to suspect there is something wrong? Is it unreasonable to suspect that someone is doing something wrong? Gachagua may be a nut, may not be probably properly educated, but he's a deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. Why should he be the first one within such a short time to be impeached in the country? Isn't there, can't you suspect there is something wrong? That you are not doing some things properly? That America, which has had impeachment provisions for 200 years, has never successfully convicted someone for his impeachment at all, a politician.
Thank you, Dr. Khaminwa. Thank you very much.
My Lord, may I say thank you, but may I say with your respect, I would appreciate if you would uphold my submission. Thank you.
Just 2 minutes, Reynolds.